Welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts Final Mix playthrough, and it was a dream.
Nah, it's always just a dream. That comes full circle
Yep.
near the most recent releases, but we'll
Get
save that
used
for later.
Yeah, get used to that because, as you all know, this is Nomura's Wild Ride. And oh my god! Someone of the opposite gender. That was fast.
She's like 4 though.
Yeah, this tends to be one of those, it's a common formula in Japan where, like, the heroes are, like, not even into their, like, teen years. So, like, I think Sora's 13.
14.
Is he 13?
14.
I thought he was 13 in this game.
No,
and
it's 14. 14, 14, 15. Then
Oh.
15, 15. I would know.
Alright.
The book tells me.
The book.
Oh, cue terrible
but-
writing. This is the worst writing you'll see. Because I don't know why he would ask her that in that
I know, just
in that tone of voice.
This abrupt.
Well,
but-
yeah,
Oh my God.
they're pretty much explaining the, I wouldn't say lore, but I guess the lore of the living standards, I suppose.
Kinda.
The world's kind of separated, like they live on an island, but they don't like live in an island on Earth. They live in an island. That's just where they live. They live on an island.
Well, they live on an island, but they do have. It's revealed in Kingdom Hearts 2, but there is a little town. We just, for some reason, we can't see it offshore.
Yeah, but that's why they're gonna talk about it later. But they talk about their boats.
Mm-hmm.
And that what their are is that the boats they take from their town to here.
Exactly, yeah. Which begs the question.
Why do they need a raft?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, honestly, those boats look stable enough. Okay, one of the things I kind of noticed when I first played this version of Final Mix is that they did edit the cutscenes a little bit. After Kairi suggests a race back there, Sora and Riku kind of give themselves a little look before they take off. They totally skip that.
Oh, they do?
They do.
Oh, well, that's something that like I can remember, but I didn't even notice it wasn't there.
Yeah, they just immediately start running.
Well,
but...
there's actually sort of a story behind that. This is a remake, but more than that, they apparently lost the source data of the original Kingdom Hearts.
Seriously?
Which is understandable, because it's I think 12 years old at this point. But virtually, they had to redo the models. So it's pretty much spot on spot, exactly the same. But as he said, there's probably a few things like that where they just kind of left something, because they're new models. I don't know anything about game design, so I'm not necessarily sure what a new model and if the animations are still in the thing or whatever, but
Well, that's strange. I doubt these are brand new models. They're probably just re-rendered.
no, yeah, I heard this is the model from 3D, which is the newest game for the series, for the 3DS, obviously.
Okay, so that would kind of make sense.
But that's what Sora's. I'm not sure where everyone else. I think they just remade these models. But oh, you see that? It's a character from a different game.
Yes, this is a very young selfie from Final Fantasy VIII?
I believe. Yeah, Waka and Tidus are from 10.
10, yeah.
Wait.
Which, something I thought was interesting is, like, the cover from 10, from what I remember, it looked like the background was Destiny Island.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I was younger. I think that was, like, the only reason I remember I rented Final Fantasy X when I was younger.
Oh, yeah. How did it play? Because I keep hearing it's one of the more popular ones, along with 7.
It's turn-based. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. I've actually played the original PS2 version, and I actually have the remake for the PS Vita, and I don't know. I can't really say much. I haven't played it. Obviously, it hasn't engaged me enough, sadly, but I don't want to piss anyone off, so I honestly don't take my opinion. I've never actually truly played it, so
they should be able to take your opinion and not cry like a bunch of whiny babies.
Yeah, but
although this is the internet, so to save a little bit of time, I decided not to challenge any of the 3. You can challenge them to a battle, get some more experience, but I can do that at a later time. You do have to unlock another challenge, which I think is the only thing I left in. But yeah, essentially, as we mentioned earlier about the raft, that's essentially what we're gathering supplies for, is building the raft. We're gonna have Sora and the rest go to sleep, and then the next day we're gonna get food supplies, because apparently we only needed a few more logs of wood, a rope, that cloth for a sail, stuff like that. Riku I will be challenging, because you can only challenge him on day 1. Riku serves as the rival factor, and also kind of the... Well, yeah, I won't say too much yet, but he's indeed a very major character along with Sora and Kairi.
I mean, along with Sora.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna see much of Kairi. I'll just let you know.
Not in this game, well,
no,
not
in
much.
any game.
Yeah,
that's a main issue with the series. That
I'm sorry, but your princess isn't even in another game.
that is the truth.
Now, this fight gave me a lot of trouble as a kid because, let's see, I think I'll do it in a minute. Yeah, that kick move there, that is virtually the only attack he could have ever hit me with when I was first playing this game, and it always killed me.
Yeah.
For some reason, it feels like it was changed in this game because he almost always goes over me. Like, not that time, but
they might have.
couple times. It was just weird.
It's because,
like,
well, it may look a little
like that. He just went right over me. That never would have happened.
Well, what difficulty is this on?
I decided to go with a normal difficulty,
Standard?
just to save retakes.
Noob. I'm just joking. I'll play standard, of course.
There's a lot of weird little features like that score. Sora keeps score because he's weird like
Yeah.
that. Wants to be a show off, and I don't know. It really doesn't mean much, but you can easily stock up on 99 potions by refighting Riku over and over, but. Again, this is going to be not necessarily a short or a long play of the game. I'm definitely going to show off a lot of the later, like, kind of some of the bonus features for this game and whatnot. But, just stuff like even in the original Kingdom Hearts strategy guide, there's a point where they have you take advantage of a experience grind and recommend that you don't leave Destiny Island until level 10. I did that once, and it took me hours, so I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
You can get through the game just fine.
Yeah, like, as he was saying before, you could fight your fellow islanders, but they give you about the experience of one Heartless, so it is fun to grind here, because as you said in the last part, you actually need to gain the ability to read health bars, and it was always fun for me, at least when I was younger, to do that, to actually read their health bars. I mean, in retrospect, it's not really that exciting, but I would say it's wholly necessary because there are, maybe not so much in this game, but there are enemies in several RPGs where certain elements of damage do not affect them. Oh,
so you kind of have to know if you're damaging them or not.
Oh, I don't mean scan in general. I love scan. I mean just reading these people's health bars wasn't as exciting as I thought it was.
Right.
But yes, it's true. It's you may think reading health bars is obviously necessary, and it's not. And this game, you kind of button mash your way through Heartless, and you'll think it's important, and then you get the ability, and it's an ability, but you'll just forget it's an ability eventually.
What did you think of this little bit here?
The Palpu fruit?
You wanted one.
He's just teasing him.
I know he's teasing him, but like, does it really do what he says it's doing?
Of course not.
Well, in later Kingdom Hearts games, it appears to be a running thing about, like, star-shaped items in general. But, really, it's not really all that relevant to this game, so I'll save that for a later game, I guess. I just thought it was so obscure they just threw that in, and it's like, it's not really something that you...
Well, well, I think they're just trying to get you to, sort of appreciate his home. Destiny Islands looks cool. Very pretty, but, don't grow too fond of it.
Yeah,
all I'll say for now.
I do appreciate it as like the first kind of extension of the tutorial.
Yeah, this is like let's say if that was honestly the first part was honestly just like teaching you how to X was jump or whatever. Let's say that Destiny Islands, which is the world we're in right now, is pretty much.
You can take that and practice it.
Yeah, it's like that's pretty much kind of like.
I love this bit.
Yeah, there's the small
freaking Disney magic at work. I love it.
I know, but I bet some of you guys are a little thrown off.
Yeah, this was a bit abrupt
and then
as well.
A Donald.
And then a Donald, who is apparently a wizard in this game.
And if you guys are appreciating the architecture of Disney Castle, that is because I'm fairly certain they made this explorable, but then they had to cut it.
Initially, yes.
But if you pay attention, anyone, and then look at the game in the sequel when you actually can explore Disney Castle,
Nothing had changed.
nothing changed. Yep.
Which,
Everywhere Donald is exploring, exactly what it'll look like.
the consistency is there.
It's cool. I mean, I guess you would sort of expect that, but I don't know. Sometimes games fail on levels I think they don't.
Now we'll figure out what that letter says earlier, and we'll have a little semi-funny scene with Donald and Goofy, who are also, I would say, kind of major characters for the series. But what did you think of the plot of those three kids and their curiosity to other worlds? Like, Riku especially, he's just... It's not really too obvious, but he's sick and tired of living on that small little island and just wants to get out there. But it's like he's willing to do anything to do it, and I do mean anything.
Yeah,
it seems kind of obsessive.
Yeah, that's kind of that's sort of the I guess the theme of the three is that they just want to explore, because kind of what I was saying earlier. Just kind of like the way the game is supposed to set up its areas is that they're part of a world, is what they call it. But think of it as kind of like a country, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And they're confined to it more than just it is in real life.
Essentially, yeah.
It's a little hard to explain it. The game pretty much explains it to some degree, but that's an interpretation, I'll say. But yeah, I think it's it's a relatable, I would agree. Kind of from the real human need for adventure and just curiosity, but also just kind of the fact that they're kids. They're not really thinking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
They just plan to go on a raft and
because they're just curious. They're adventurous. They just want to go out there. Now, and back in the day, I never understood why that jumping animation was there, but then I realized, oh, he's jumping out of his boat.
Yeah, I was about to comment that. It's not until I played. Well, like, until 2 actually shows the town that they really live in, that I understood what those boats are for. And that what Valgo was saying, that is exactly what it is. He boated there, and he jumped out. Now, there are 3 boats, which are him's, Riku, and Kairi's.
Which is odd, because...
Yeah, because I don't know how everyone else gets there.
They swim. They're legit Final Fantasy characters. They can swim there.
Look at how beastly their raft is, though.
It's a pretty nifty raft, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like it'll work.
Look at how smooth they car. I don't know.
They've been working. I don't know how long they've been working on this, but
think about it. He got the logs yesterday.
Here's a little bonus that is often easily missed. I thought it was kind of cool. But take this box here, throw it over there. Time your jump right, because it's a little hard to get on the ledge.
And then yeah.
Your very first treasure and accessory, and the accessories are very handy. You get a lot of different types that do different things, of course, with any RPG. Very self-explanatory. But like I said, today we will be gathering food and water for the trip. But before that, we need to find Riku, because I don't know why I decided to show off, the entire menu screen, but whatever.
And nothing too special.
Yeah, something I did like in the config screen there, in Kingdom Hearts 2, you could change the command board, like you see here, to the classic way it looks now. Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, for each world you're in, it kind of has a unique design of the command board. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I always thought that was weird too. I never thought of... But I like that you bring up the command board, because this is an action RPG, as you probably already noticed. But the fun part of the
here's my little in joke here.
X.
Some say Kai.
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
You guys might get it.
I had to cut that down because, honestly, I wanted to make a snazzy name for the playthrough, and I couldn't think up of anything.
So how long were you actually at the naming screen?
At least a minute or two. So, I'm sorry to cut you off there, but what were you saying?
Oh, all I was saying about, it's action RPG, button mashy, of course, but, it says attack, and it says items and all that. So when you think about it, it's sort of like a turn-based RPG as far as that presentation goes.
But it's completely free time and free
Yeah,
flowing.
and it's just... to me, it's kind of like it's cool from like an aesthetic standpoint. But trust me, anyone new to this series will get probably a little frustrating shuffling through the menu.
That bit there where you make the board fall before Riku crosses it and falls down, that is essential to winning this race. And just hit the jump button once to grab onto this. If you touch it a second time, you'll instantly drop and miss the...
Ooh,
nice thing
nice
there.
strategy. Yeah, he could have changed his direction and jumped on the trees, but smart move, because if you fall, you pretty much just lose the race.
Pretty much. Another thing I want to mention, for some reason, during another playthrough, that corner there, as the ledge sword jumped down there, in the corner, Riku was hiding and waiting for me. I do not know why, but it scared the crap out of me, because there was literally no reason. I had him... I love this. He's like casually walking because he he lost. I thought that was so funny. But yeah, it was just strange. He was just waiting there, and I could have sworn I was ahead of him. I mean, I ended up winning the race because of that. But I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
They could have programmed with a sense of humor.
It was...
Riku's definitely got the most character, I would say, out of the original characters. Definitely,
as most rivals tend to be.
Yeah, me and him have talked about this in the past, and it's true. The anti-hero always is just the better character. He always is.
Well, I wouldn't argue better every time, but...
Well, better developed.
Most of the time, they're given much more development. The protagonist tends to stay the same.
Yeah, but
like the type of protagonist Sora is. He's just this kind of goofy, carefree guy, you know, and he doesn't really have to change, and people love his personality. It's easy to get along with the guy, and I get that.
Yeah, he's a...
But I also appreciate Riku as a rival, along with other anti-heroes. Another good example, I'm trying to think of one. Would you argue... well, Shadow the Hedgehog from the Sonic series, you know, he was given several games that span his character developing arc. You got...
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah, you got, Sasuke Uchiha from the Naruto anime series, and Shippuden, they kind of go back and forth between him and Naruto, and kind of tell both their stories. So, like, they're both kind of the main characters. Yeah. But that being said, he doesn't really change all that much either, but...
Yeah, imagine Sora pretty much being the typical shonen protagonist.
Yeah.
He's a Luffy, he's a Naruto.
Riku's Vegeta. Vegeta is one of my favorite anti-heroes ever. Fight me IRL.
Fighting the IRL.
IRL, it's...
In real life?
Yeah.
That's what so see, she's a girl, so obviously she appreciates the Palpu Fruit.
Yeah. Palpu Fruit.
The Palpu Fruit myth.
Yeah.
And this is important, actually, what he's saying. That secret place, called the secret place, when you enter it, is a...
This made no sense to me there. Where he says there's got to be something there, yeah? And as we'll see, we're going in.
And then
Wait for it. We go into the secret place at the base of the tree. It's this creepy little cave here, right? And then we come into this giant room, and look at all the chalk drawings. Have he and the others never been here?
No, it's all Riku and Sora.
And Kairi. Let's not forget Kairi.
Honestly,
most people do, but let's not forget her.
I always loved this when I was younger, because...
This was kind of cute.
This reminds me of me, because... Or, like, is this stereotypical? Of course the guy's a bad artist. Look at how awful she looks. He made her look compared to him.
Oh my god!
Look at how well done he looks.
I don't know why that's funny, but it's... I was thinking the same thing. And, like, yeah, that's interesting.
It's not say... Honestly, I have to admit, if I was in Sora's position, I wouldn't do this. Because what if she came in here and saw this?
Yeah.
A little weird.
But not Kairi. Oh no, we have the famous Billy Zane jumping in. Oh yes.
Yes, that is Billy Zane. We do not kid you.
Oh man, I missed him so much in the later games. Why did they replace him? Do you actually know much about the recasting for this character here?
I just heard that he got blacklisted. Like, I don't know if he legitimately got blacklisted or he got Disney blacklisted.
Huh.
Something happened with Disney, they couldn't come out. But
there's always something, because they couldn't get Robin Williams to play a certain someone in a later world.
I think that's just because he's maybe a little too expensive.
Well, I heard there was something like he didn't want to have much to do with Disney, which I thought was strange.
But they like, he is Disney.
I know,
He's
but
a
like
human Disney.
after some, it was just something I heard. It could be misinformation.
You'll see. I'm gonna get out and learn
Okay,
what's
well
out
that was
there.
kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well-
I'll fix that.
Whatever. Anyway, this is all important, sort of.
Kind of. Not really.
Just it doesn't make sense now, and actually, honestly, it doesn't really make sense at the end of the game. But just appreciate the eargasms.
Yes.
Like, let's just say you'll appreciate his voice more when you hear it redubbed in the second game.
Oh yes.
But not to say the second one's bad. The second game, this character, well, I'll not say the name of because it is actually a spoiler, but he's voiced by Richard Epcar, which you guys probably heard about.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard him in
And
other games.
he's not bad. He just does it so differently.
Yeah, it doesn't. Let's just say Billy Zane added a charm to the character, but we'll all get into it when it happens.
This is a little thing for the comment section, I guess, if you guys are interested. I'd like you to post theories about if there's any significance about these drawings, because to me, like, one of them looked like Donald.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
for
that
some
was
reason.
freaking Donald.
I don't know how. I'm not sure why somebody has a crown there. It looks like it might be Riku. You know, like King of the Island, something like that. But I don't know. It's just, like, there was this big blobby monster chalk drawing. I always felt like that was kind of foreshadowing the final boss when I was younger, but I'm like, no. That's silly.
Well, it could be. I'm going to assume that there's something there, but honestly, as much as I was talking a big talk of how much we know about this game, that's something I never actually bothered to do, was actually study the pictures on the wall. But, well, we'll see. Commenters, what he said, commenters, if we missed maybe the third game's, or maybe the entire ending it was in there already.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Oh, man. Now I will be taking on... What you need to do is challenge each of them individually, but as Titus is telling you here, Riku took them all on at the same time. Now, to unlock this challenge, you have to beat each of them once. I didn't know this, so I had to go and do that.
What a tool.
He is!
Why does he say that to you?
Because he wants to see what you're made of. He's provoking you. This is a very challenging fight, though. Honestly, the way you would go about doing it, like what I'm doing here, I'm just taking out Walker first because he's long ranged. But they're all annoying in their own way. So honestly, just try to figure out what works best for you. And as you see here, I favor the jump and like air combos. So
yeah,
you'll see me miss quite a few times there.
Yeah, and I'm the same way, and there's actually a reason. It's because
they're just so much faster.
they're faster. Yeah, if you'll probably notice it if you just pay attention, if you jump around. But yes, the air combo will finish in half the time as a ground combo. And I'm not sure why, but that's why you'll probably see him hopping around. I do the same thing when I play it. It's just the way the game feels.
Yeah, and essentially the two strategies that the guidebook gave you about grinding to level 10 in this world is to well, I think the guide actually tells you to take advantage of Waka's
Balls, yeah.
Yeah, the volleyball throws. Most online posts I've seen takes advantage of the Tech 2 points you get from repelling one of Titus's attacks.
Yeah, he does. There is a move, and you can loop him, if you're familiar with that term, to constantly do that attack. And then it's just minutes. It's still low experience, but it is the fastest way.
Yeah,
But,
if you're willing to do
yeah,
that.
and,
But again, it's just...
Well, it exists. If you guys are kind of thought that was cool, kind of getting that leveling up early game, there is someone who's at level 99. He has a video online.
Oh my!
Walk through walls, I believe his.
When you told me that, my hands and my eyes literally popped out. just
Yeah.
the thought of putting in all that time in the first.
I know.
I know.
Yeah, because I have a file that's at level 20, I believe, which is pretty high for the beginning. Because I tried to get to the highest level in the first level. I'm probably like 15 hours in, and of course it's going to get longer than that. So you could imagine how long a level 100 file is.
This bit here was added into the final mixed script as far as cutscenes, and that shot of her looks so ugly. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
but that's a little prelude to a good luck charm. which is another kind of running theme for the game.
Yeah. But that disgusting face
You know.
reminded me to say probably the biggest complaint. Well, as you can see, these graphics are
Well,
fantastic. The animations are good. The models all look great.
okay.
But I guess due to budget, as you can see, sometimes they have fully animated faces and sometimes they don't.
Yeah,
And it is just very off-putting.
yeah, the term I believe is called default face.
Yeah, default, or some people call it fish face, but default face I think works better.
And honestly, back in the day, I thought my brain was playing tricks on me when their faces
Oh,
changed like
really?
that. Like,
Yeah, I remember you even actually pointed out that it happened. I guess I was too stupid to note it. Oh yeah, do you understand what's happening in this conversation?
Honestly, most fanboys / girls would probably argue that they're totally flirting.
Yeah, that...
But I don't know. I think it's just. I think it's a foreshadowing to how desperate Riku is to get out there.
Yeah, but why is she... I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we'll dive more into that at a later date. So we'll see you tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, that wraps it up for this. Goodbye.